Frankie Ruiz was a Puerto Rican salsa singer. Ruiz was a salsero in the Salsa Romantica genre that was popular in the 1980s and early 1990s. Early years: Ruiz was born in Paterson, New Jersey to Puerto Rican parents who had moved from Puerto Rico to New Jersey. In Paterson, Ruiz received his primary and secondary education. As a child he enjoyed singing to the tunes of salsa and as a young man joined a local band called the Charlie Lopez Orchestra. With this band he recorded his first song Salsa Buena. In 1974, Ruiz moved to Mayagua One Quarteres, Puerto Rico with his mother after his parents divorced. Musical career: in Puerto Rico, Ruiz became a fan of a salsa band called La Solucion, directed by Roberto Rivera, and learned all of their songs. He attended various concerts and shows. On one occasion, Ruiz's mother asked Rivera to give her son an opportunity to sing in the band, but to no avail. However, in 1977, Ruiz was present at one of their shows where the lead singer did not show up. Rivera felt that he had no other choice but to give Ruiz a try. He was then hired by Rivera. With La Solucion, Ruiz re-recorded a new version of Salsa Buena. He performed with the band for 3 years and recorded his first hit single La Ruida. In 1982, Ruiz joined Tommy Olivencia and his Primera Cima Orchestra. His style helped to bring in a new generation of salsa followers. His first major hit was with the song, Lo Dudo, which was previously recorded by Josa Copyright. In 1985, Ruiz decided to go solo with his debut album Solista Pero No Solo, which included the major hits To Con Él and La Cura. He traveled throughout Latin America, Europe and the United States. While still young and in his 30s he would later become known as El Papa de la Salsa. Some of his other major hits include, La Ruida, To Con Él, La Cura, Desnudate Mujer Quiero Linar Desciendo Tu Es Mi Libertad Bailando Puerto Rico Mirando Tironia, and many more. Later years and death: at a young age Ruiz began to use drugs and became an alcoholic. Ruiz later in life explained that the death of his young mother, whom he was very close to in 1978, was a major reason for his drug and alcohol abuse. In 1989, during a flight after one of his concerts, he was drunk and attacked a flight attendant. He was arrested and sentenced to 3 years at the federal prison in Tallahassee, Florida for the incident. Shortly after his prison sentence in 1989, his recording label Rodvan Records released one of his best albums, Mas Grande Que Nunca, which contained arguably his most popular song Desciendote. After his release, his fans were eager for him to get back to music and he was determined to prove to everybody that he was a new man. He released his most popular album Mi Libertad. He continued to tour around the country and South America but soon began to abuse drugs and alcohol once again. His final album Tranquilo was released in 1996. After this, Frankie would begin to suffer from health problems. In 1998, he recorded his last song Vuelvo a Nacer, where he describes his errors in life by taking the wrong way and that he declares himself born again. His voice was heard raspy compared to his earlier career due to the effects of his drug and alcohol abuse, also due to medical procedures which required that a tube be inserted inside his throat, therefore damaging some vocal cords. Frankie became ill and was hospitalized on July 11, 1998, after performing at Madison Square Garden in New York City. On August 9, 1998, Frankie eventually died from liver failure, at the age of 40, a month after his final concert at Madison Square Garden. Before his burial, his remains were taken to Mayagua One Quarteres, Puerto Rico, for a memorial service. He was later interred at Fair Lawn Memorial Cemetery in Fair Lawn, New Jersey, a town near Paterson, NJ. The city government of Mayagua One Quarteres later renamed an auditorium next to the Palacio de Recreación Cubed NY Deportes in Ruiz's honor. He is survived by his son, Frankie Ruiz Jr., his 2 brothers, Fitty and Nelson Ruiz, and his wife. Recordings, with Orquesta La Solucion, La Ruida, Salsa Buena, Separimos Nuestras Vidas, La Vecina, La Cabra y la Soga, Chiquito Corazoncito, with Tommy Olivencia y su Orquesta, Primero Fui Yo, Lo Dudo, como lo hacen, cosa nativas, no que no, como una estrella, fantasia de un carpintero, la suplicante, mujeres como tú. Albums, solo career. Legacy, Puerto Rican singer Jerry Rivera, who met Ruiz when he was 13 years old and whom he considered his idol, recorded an album titled Canto a Mal Idolo. Frankie Ruiz in 2003 with Ruiz's songs as a tribute to Frankie Ruiz. The album cover contains a photo of Rivera and Ruiz that Rivera's father took of them. In 2004, another album tribute to Frankie Ruiz was released featuring various artists. The album was titled Va Potti, Frankie. Frankie Ruiz Jr. is following his father's footsteps as a salsa singer. He has released 3 singles. Dimes to Vitia. Notes. See also. List of Puerto Ricans. References. External links, Popular Culture, Unofficial Site, Biography, Discography, Lyrics, Frankie's Grave at Find a Grave, Frankie Ruiz, Fan Site.